Hey guys, welcome back to new video, and in this video we're going to discuss produce state composable function. Produce state composable function is used to convert non-compose state, for example flow, suspendable functions, callbacks, into compose state very easily. So let's get started with our video and try to break down everything with proper example. So for that I'm going to create here a view model naming user view model, extend it with view model, and in this we have three functions. So first function return us a flow, so get user info flow, and I'm gonna use here a cold flow. Produce delay of 500 millisecond, then I'm gonna emit value. This is first user. Again I wanna produce delay of 500 millisecond and emit this is second user. So this function is used with flow. Second function is suspendable function. Get user info suspend. The return type of this function is string, and I want to produce here delay of 500 millisecond, and at the end I want to return this is first user. Lastly, the callback. So function get user info callback on success. Input parameter of this function is string and output is unit. In this function I'm going to simply hit my success. This is the first user. So basically I want to transfer this this is a first user information via callback to my calling location. Now we're going to create a composable screen, and the composable screen name is example screen. We need to pass our user view model in it, and now it's time to use produce state to convert non-compose state into compose states. And I'm going to call it state is equal to produce state. We need to pass the initial value, which is empty string, and I'm going to pass the user view model reference in place of key. Next we'll use user view model get user info flow and attach this flow with lifecycle. So if you want information about the lifecycle, we need to use here something what we call lifecycle owner. Initialize with local lifecycle owner dot current. Now use it lifecycle owner dot lifecycle and collect the latest emissions. Alright, now I'm gonna update my produce state value. So we are done with this produce state. So what it do, it simply collect the emissions of our get user info flow and update its value. Just below to it I'm gonna create here a box with modifier fill max size, and the content alignment is on the center, and in this we have a text, and in this text we'll simply use the state value. Alright, so now it's time to use example screen in my Kotlin flows theme. So example screen, pass the modifier fill max size, and at the top I'm going to create a reference of our view model. So private val view model, type is user view model, initialize this thing with view model delegate and pass it. Execute this application. Okay, so here you can see this is first user, this is second user, right? So it helps us to convert this flow into compose state. Now when I rotate the screen, it re-trigger this function. This is because if you check the implementation of produce state, under the hood it uses the combination of remember and launch effect. That means it cannot survive the configuration change. So make sure if you use produce state, you are pretty much certain that you do not want to preserve the state while changing the configuration from portrait to landscape or vice versa. So we saw how to use this with flow. Now we're gonna see how to use this with suspendable function. So for that, just remove everything and here use suspend and update the value. Execute it. See, this is the first user, and when I change the configuration, it loses the state and re-trigger this execution, and after that it updates value of our state that we can see over here. This is the first user. When I just undo the change, you'll see this is the first user. Okay, now let's see how we can use this with callbacks. Well, it's very easy. Remove this function and use get user info callback, and in callbacks we'll retrieve the value that is used to update our produce state. Execute it and you will get the same information. Okay, so this is the first user. This is how you can use produce state to convert non-compose state into compose state very well. But the thing is, the main problem with produce state is it cannot preserve the states while configuration changes. If you rotate your screen from portrait to landscape or landscape to portrait, it simply re-execute the function, the flow, anything that you have mentioned in the training lambda, it will re-trigger it and update the value of the state. So this is the main problem with produce state. Alright, so that's it for this video. In this video, we saw produce state. Produce state is mainly used to convert non-compose state into compose state very easily. And one more thing, when you change the configuration, it simply loses everything and re-trigger all of the program execution, all of the function that you have been mentioned in its training lambda. So be cautious while using produce state in your composable screen. I hope you like this video. If you do, subscribe my channel and also write your opinions in the comment. We will meet in our next video. We'll discuss something new about Android. Till that, goodbye.